is a better choice. 91 and only station.
DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, the 2025 Miss WAP Duet pageant tomorrow evening will see 7 participants. In news from the region, Hurricane Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica as a major hurricane. And internationally, Israel launches strikes on Gaza after Israel Prime Minister orders powerful attacks. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what, we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
Welcome back. The 2025 Miss WAP Duet pageant tomorrow evening will see 7 participants. They are Deidre Smith of Massac, Mayanka Elise of Grand Bay, Naya Massicot of Paybush, Kinaje Felix of Girodel Egliston, Ashanti Paul of Jimmet, Debbie Dawe of Newton, and Zebadi Ja Maxwell of Taro. Chief Cultural Officer Ilson Matthew has called for support for the participants as they prepare for the event.
They've been doing the photo shoots and the training sessions, and I know that their respective teams are working feverishly to get their talent and their outfits together, as well as getting their public speaking on point. It takes a lot. And that's why I always encourage the public to be mindful of their comments and critiques, because not many can do what they're about to do. We continue to encourage them because this is life-changing, not just for the individual who emerges victorious, but for everyone who goes through this experience. It goes beyond pageantry, and it will forever be part of their life experience.
Chief Cultural Officer Ilson Matthew. The competition will be held at the Massac Indoor Facility from 8 p.m. and will be carried live on DBS Radio. The Agricultural, Industrial and Development Aid Bank is reporting that it has invested over $160 million into the Dominican economy in the last year. That's according to Acting General Manager of Aid Bank, Mathilia John Rose. The institution has been in operation for 54 years.
Aid Bank has contributed $160 million in the economy of Dominica in loans, and about 100,000 of that is loans to the productive sector. So most of the loans that we give are loans to the productive sector. Agriculture, which we'll be displaying, we have small businesses, we have agriculture, you have agro-processing, manufacturing services, transportation. These are the things that we do. Have and continue to have partnership with prominent business people, small business people, farmers. I mean, if you know the prominent farmers in Dominica, they will tell you that they're associated with Aid Bank. They will tell you that Aid Bank has assisted them through the years to get them to where. So whichever small business or farmer that you can think of in Dominica, Aid Bank has contributed to their success. As I said, it's $160 million we've invested in the economy. That's our current portfolio, right? So it's not even about, we have invested much more than that, because as you know that people have closed their loans through the maturity stage. Your loan have reached the stage of maturity, you close your loan. So, but currently, the portfolio is $160 million. $98 million of that is into the productive sector. We've had a relationship with a lot of people over the years, and we continue to have relationships with a lot of people in Dominica.
Acting General Manager of Aid Bank, Mathilia John Rose. The Aid Bank is hosting a 2-day showcase of local products of its clients at the institution's grounds. Former Chief Physical Planner Annie Edwards wants new legislation in Dominica to protect the country's rivers. She notes that there are too many actions which negatively affect the environment.
As you know, I'm passionate about the environment, and the rivers is a big part of our natural environment. I'm very concerned that we call ourselves the nature island of the Caribbean, yet we seem to be neglecting, I would say, but also destroying some of the rivers, as can be seen from some of the major government developments that's taking place. And you know, just imagine, we are promoting our island as a nature island. People are coming here expecting to see nature being preserved throughout. And you know, there's this situation right now at where the area we call DBS. The river is being destroyed. We are not even sure what exactly is going on there. They haven't told us. But we can see signs of destruction of the river due to the siltation. And you know, with these rivers, it's a gradual process. So I would just like our government and our people to understand the importance of our natural environment and try to preserve it in any form of development, whether it's government development or private. Ensure that there are buffers from the river and any activity that's taking place will not negatively impact the river. That's what we have. And not only individual action, but policy level. It's time a law is passed to protect the rivers, you know.
Former Chief Physical Planner Annie Edwards. Four-time winner of NCCU Cadas-Lipso competition, Anton Joseph, the White Fairy, says his inaugural appearance at the World Creole Music Festival was a tremendous moment of his career. White Fairy performed alongside Midnight Groovers on night one and paid a tribute to the Creole and cultural ambassador Leroy Waddix Charles in song.
It went well, it went very well, I should say. I performed well the most popular song, Waddix, Prince Waddix. If you look on the internet, you will see tribute to Waddix. I was just, it was a tribute saying thank you. And also at the same time, I took the opportunity to say thank you to the legends of Cadas, Coach Herbie, Mr. Jill Fontaine and all of them. I feel elated, man. The crowd accepted it well. And I believe to myself I delivered well. I gave it a good delivery. I was always elated by the Cadas music from Midnight Groovers and all that. Since I'm growing up, I've been listening to them, and it's in me. It keeps me rooted to a culture, and I am a cultural man. I'm a man of roots. So every time I hear Cadas, I feel closer to my roots.
Anton Joseph, the White Fairy. Cadas-Lipso artist veteran Gil Fontaine, who performed at the festival with Midnight Groovers, says he was grateful for the opportunity to present his hits of several years ago.
I did Chibi Palage with them. I did Vaval with them. I did couple tracks with them that did very good, but the problem is it took me so long before I really performed to the public. During this Quail Festival, this 25 years of celebration was a wonderful opportunity for me. I'm sure that very few people know about Gil Fontaine or haven't seen him in action. So they had the opportunity tonight, live and direct, to see me in action and to listen to some of my Ole Gullies.
Cadas-Lipso artist veteran Gil Fontaine. Linford John, another veteran, says he was happy to have been invited to perform at the festival.
The performance I enjoyed. I'm always happy to come to Dominica to perform. And when they asked me to perform this year, I was elated because it was a few years that I had not done it. And right now, the Quail Fest has gotten to the point where it draws a lot of attention. It is huge all over the world, and everybody wants to get involved in it. And I'm like everybody else. I want to put my stuff out there so people can hear what I have to offer. And I was just pleased to be with everybody on this occasion. And I appreciate the attention. I appreciate the interest. And I will continue to play the music.
Linford John. In other news, Creole and Cultural Ambassador Leroy Waddix Charles has called on the government of Dominica to recognize 3 Calypso icons, Gordon Henderson, the late Jeff Joe, and Fitzroy Williams. He made the call during the World Creole Music Festival following the performance of Gordon Henderson. Ambassador Charles was Masters of Ceremonies.
From 1973, this guy and Exile One created Dominica's first genre, Calypso, and it is because of Calypso Dominica has the authenticity to say we have a World Creole Music Festival where we are celebrating the 25th anniversary. So I'm calling on my government, humbly name something in honor of this gentleman, whether it's Zika Portsmouth, name something after this man, the late Jeff Joe and the late Fitzroy Williams. So please, I beg you, the people of Dominica, the government of Dominica, let's honor our heroes. Let's honor those who blazed the trail for us.
Creole and Cultural Ambassador Leroy Waddix Charles. Chief Election Officer Anthea Joseph has issued a new call for Dominicans here and abroad to participate in the voter confirmation process. The voter confirmation process began on October 15, 2025. She says, however, voters will need to meet certain requirements.
Every Dominican who is on the list as of May 2025, you are entitled to be confirmed. So once your name is on the list, it doesn't matter whether you are here or you are coming in from overseas and you are on the list, you want to be confirmed, you are entitled to be confirmed. You need a Dominican ID. So an ID from, say, the US, an ID from another country is not allowed for Dominican. You must get an ID. So if, let us say, your driver's license has been expired, now is a good time to go and update your driver's license and get your updated driver's license, which you can use. If your passport has been expired or you do not have a new Dominica passport, it's a good time to apply and to get your Dominica passport because you need a Dominican ID in the form of a passport, social security card, or a driver's license which is valid. If you don't have the free, you cannot be confirmed. You have to get a Dominican ID to be confirmed. That's the requirements. A Dominican ID in the form of a passport, social security card, or driver's license that is valid, and a witness from your same polling district. And that's according to the new legislation.
Chief Election Officer Anthea Joseph. Communication Officer of the Office of Disaster Management, Kalai John Baptist, is urging Dominicans to stay vigilant as the hurricane season remains active. He made the appeal during the Disaster New program on DBS Radio this morning. John Baptist also expressed a concern for the people of Jamaica as Hurricane Melissa has made landfall in Jamaica today.
Remember, we're still in the hurricane season. We're getting off it. Preparedness. Be prepared. What not to do during a hurricane. Do not wait to hear the category of the hurricane to prepare. Hurricane strength can move from category 1 to category 5. And as you are aware, what happened during Hurricane Maria and now Hurricane Melissa, that moved from a category 1 and moved very rapidly into a category 5. And we have to again continue to pray for the people of Jamaica. We need to keep the people of Jamaica in our prayers, because we do have lots of family and friends in Jamaica. We have our students in Jamaica. And as you heard from the Minister of Education, that contact was made with persons in Jamaica, with our students. We need to continue to keep the people and all the folks of Jamaica in our prayers.
Communication Officer of the Office of Disaster Management, Kalai John Baptist. That's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
In news from the region, we are focusing on Hurricane Melissa, which made landfall in Jamaica this afternoon. The effects of Category 5 hurricane are being experienced by the people in Jamaica. Heavy rain and strong winds are currently impacting the island, leading to increased flooding, downed trees, and damaged utility poles. Hurricane Melissa has made landfall in southwestern Jamaica, marking it as the strongest storm to ever hit the Caribbean nation in modern history. Here are some reports of the situation in Jamaica, broadcast live on Radio Jamaica.
I am here in Negril, Westmoreland, along the beach road. If you look behind me, a lot of trees have toppled over. There are a lot of down trees, debris, light posts along the Negril Beach Road. And from what we're getting to understand, over in Savannah Lamar, in the parish, there are persons who are trapped inside their homes and want to be evacuated. However, we would have spoken to the councillor for the staff, David John and Julian Chang, who told us that they got strict orders from the police and the military to stay put and not put themselves into difficulty. Over in Bluefields, in the parish, we have residents who have been calling us to say they are scared of what is happening. Persons' roofs are blowing away, their houses are toppling over, and it's just pure catastrophe right now as Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica. Westmoreland is feeling the blunt of the system, and all we can do is hope and pray for the very best.
Meanwhile, the Jamaica Public Service is reporting that most of the parish of St. Elizabeth is now without electricity. It is also reporting that the JPS facility in the parish has been badly damaged.
Freezing, but okay despite the conditions. Right now, we're temporarily trapped, I should say. We left Cape Valley about 1 o'clock, but things picked up quickly, and so the journey back in an obstacle course, it's been one down tree after another. The entire community is underwater, and it is at about waist level high.
Current situation in Jamaica as Hurricane Melissa continues to affect the island. And internationally, Israel has launched strikes on Gaza after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered the military to immediately carry out powerful attacks. At least 9 people have been killed, the Hamas-affiliated Gaza Civil Defense Agency told the BBC. Israel and Hamas are accusing each other of violating the ceasefire. That's how we end the DBS Evening News. Up next is the DBS Evening Sports Report.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
Welcome to the DBS Evening Sports Report. A 7-member Special Olympics delegation will represent Dominica in a 3x3 basketball tournament in Guadeloupe. The tournament runs from 12th to 16th November. National Director of Special Olympics Dominica is Ainsworth Irish.
Well, Special Olympics Dominica will be participating in the 3x3 basketball tournament in Guadeloupe, which is slated for the 12th of November to the 16th. In that tournament, we expect some 8 teams from the Caribbean to participate in this tournament. This is the first time the 3x3 basketball will be held in the Special Olympics in the Caribbean, outside of Jamaica. And of course, we have a delegation of 7 that will be traveling to this tournament. We expect our athletes, Radian Felix, Jacob Joseph, Danzil Seraphin, Delicia, Julian, and of course we have Fares Daisy. The team will be coached by our sports director, Julian Benjamin, and the head of delegation is your humble servant, Ainsworth Irish. Now you notice that we have mentioned 2 names, that is Delicia, Julian, and Fares Daisy. These athletes are from the secondary schools, one from the Convent High School, and the male from the St. Mary's Academy. In this tournament, we have what you call unified sports, where normal athletes will be playing together with Special Olympics athletes. So we are looking forward, to this tournament. We have been practicing for the last 3 months, and our athletes have shown tremendous skill and pedigree, and I can only hope they can demonstrate, what they have learned and put it into the games, and we can come up trumps in Guadeloupe. We have to say thanks to the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association through Mr. Brendan William, the president, who gave us 2 boxes of uniforms to really assist us.
National Director of Special Olympics Dominica, Ainsworth Irish. Rovman Powell says he stuck to his batting template as he celebrated his 100th T20 international match for the West Indies in their victory against Bangladesh. Powell capped the occasion with an unbeaten 44 that earned him the Player of the Match award. On Monday, he became the only 3rd West Indian to reach the milestone of 100 games and is now looking forward to a series win for the West Indies on Wednesday. He believes the Caribbean side can get over their recent T20 record if they can win the second game against Bangladesh.
It's not always every day someone gets up and play 100 T20, especially for West Indies. So for me, it shows the hard work that I've done over the duration of my career. And, a lot of credit have to be given to my family, my friends, and everyone who have supported me. Also the players that I've played with over the duration of those 100. So it was very special to get man of the match on my 100 game. I think that is a batting template that I've been using over the last year or 2, and I've gotten good success with it. So it's just for me to try my best to get a start and get in the last 5 overs, and then I try to hit as much sixes as possible. Yeah, obviously it's a better wicket than what we saw in the 50-over games, But nevertheless, there was still some assistance there for the bowlers. As you can see, it wasn't entirely a run fest. It was just average scores, and But having said that, it was a decent cricket wicket. If you bat properly, you could get some runs, and if you bowl properly, you would get a few wickets. Yeah, that's how it goes. It goes to show that if one of Bangladesh main batters had stayed at the crease for longer, we'd be under pressure, because it was very wet in the end. But having said that, a lot of credit have to be given to our bowlers. They stick to the plans and they keep picking up wickets at critical times.
Rovman Powell. The second T20 international between the West Indies and Bangladesh gets underway at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. 23 players have been selected by the technical staff of the senior men's national football team to represent Dominica at the CONCACAF Friendly Series in St. Kitts. The series is scheduled for November 12th and 15, 2025. The selected players are Goalkeepers Jerome Burkhardt, Dante Newton, and Jaheim Coffey. Defenders Eustace Marshall, Jelan Johnville, Marcus Bridas, Ethan Nicholas, Nick Anthony, Leanne Edwards, Mosiah Bonney, and Durrell Duran. Midfielders Savio Ansem, Nathan Newton, Giovanni Xavier, Brielle Thomas, Malachi Bonney, and Giles Michael. Forwards Odell Laville, Travis Joseph, Javid George, Dante Warrington, Antoine Larrock, and Troy Jules. In other sports this evening, 4 games were played yesterday in the Sports Division Secondary Schools football competition with double headers in both Stock Farm and Dubla. At Stock Farm, in Game 1, in the Under-15 Division, Cassibur Secondary School defeated Pierre Charles Secondary School by 4-0. Roxanne Coppel scored a hat-trick and Gianni Murillon 1 goal for Cassibur Secondary. In Game 2 in the Under-20 Division, defending champions Dominica State College A was held to a hard-fought, exciting 3-all draw by the Cassibur Secondary School. Terrell Christmas, Giovanni George, and Jelan Johnville scored for the Dominica State College A team, while Kenneth Valmon, LaShawn Joseph, and Roxanne Coppel scored for Cassibur Secondary School. Details on the doubleheader in Dubla will be given in a subsequent sports report. Australia's T20 international captain Mitchell Marsh says his team is up for the challenge ahead of their 5-match series with India. The T20 International Series begins on Wednesday, with the 2 teams still in preparations for February's T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka. Australia have not been beaten by India in a T20 International Series in Australia since 2008. The Australia captain spoke to the media about the challenge of facing India.
I think a 5-match series is going to provide a lot of excitement for the fans that are coming to watch. I think it's 2 really good teams that are going to be going at it, so looking forward to the challenge. We do have guys coming in and out, but I think that's been the nature of the white ball teams over the last couple of years with the schedules and how busy it is. We've got some guys going back and playing shield cricket and certain guys coming back from injury, so I think it's just about being really flexible with that. Each and every one understands their role when they do come into the team, and that's it's about being really clear on that, and then guys come in and doing their job. I think that's happened quite organically, to be honest, just with the personnel that we've got on the team. As Ronnie spoke about yesterday, we had 2 World Cups where we didn't quite go all the way, and I guess we spoke about wanting to challenge ourselves as a team to what we think can win us a World Cup, and as a batting unit we have played a lot more aggressively. I think that's been the nature of T20 cricket for a lot of teams over the last few years, but if you look towards the World Cup in India, that's certainly the way we're going to play, and we're not going to get it right every time. We will fail, but if we're clear on how we want to go about it, I think that gives us the best chance for success, and hopefully that's the case as we keep building. I think everyone loves coming here and playing cricket. I dare say there might be a bit more blue than green and gold. It has been for the one days, but the opportunity to play in front of sold out crowds in pretty much all 3 one-day games, and what's looking like the next 5 T20 games, it's fantastic. And I think building into the World Cup where there's going to be big crowds and perceived pressure, it can only be beneficial for us. So we're pumped to be here in Canberra. We love playing here. It's a great ground, and we're looking forward to it.
Australia's T20 international captain Mitchell Marsh. England's leading Test wicket taker of all time, James Anderson, has received a knighthood. The 43-year-old pace bowler, who took 704 wickets in 188 tests during an international career spanning 22 years, was knighted by the Prince Royal at Windsor Castle. Anderson was named in former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's resignation honours list in April for services to cricket. Anderson retired from Test cricket in July 2024, but has continued to play for the Boyhood Club. He is in talks with over a one-year extension for the 2026 season, which would take him past his 44th birthday. And that's how we end the DBS Evening Sports Report and the news. On behalf of the News and Sports Departments and our link person, DJ Halo Boy, I am Leila Langford saying good evening.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
And welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 28th day of October 2025. We begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio death announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We announce the death of Ezekiel Dura, better known as Zico, age 88, formerly of Piditsu Friere, who resided at Mont John. He was a former employee of the Public Works Department. He died on Thursday, the 9th of October, at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. He was the father of Desmond, Kenrick, Ezekiel, better known as Kenny, Aurelius, better known as Ziki, Herman, Kendall, Teresa, better known as Josie, Cecilia Charles, Shirley and Claudette Dura, Edrin Stevenson, Daphne Dura Mayers, Avril Isaac, Ethelyn Dura Strawn, Pearl Brown, and Geraldine Collier. He will also be remembered by his brother, Stephen Dura, 37 grandchildren and 28 great-grandchildren, including Brendan, Jennifer, Marla, and Misana Carlisle, Anika, Samuel, Natael, and Leah, Jared, better known as Kenny, Narissa, Faye, Anika, and Debbie, Seth, Amber, and Jaden, Jahid, Ian, and Chantal, Jamie, Dwight, Arnell, Aaliyah, Nicole, Tiani, Amanda, Brianna, Caden, Alden, and Eden, also Chaucer, Chad, Megan, Elizabeth, Gregory, and Al. His great-grandchildren, including Jareel, Ziki, Kai, Aria, and Xander. Sons-in-law, Sylvester, Alex Stevenson, Stephen Mayers, Nathaniel, Nath, Isaac, Marlon Strawn, Ricardo Brown, and Elaine Collier. His daughters-in-law, Odile Dura, Joycelyn Dura, Sandra Francis Dura, and Joseph Dura. His brothers-in-law, Francis Coffey, Griffin Coffey, and Fabian Coffey. His sisters-in-law, Claudia Vigilant, Rhoda Dura, Francilia Dura, Una Dura, and Veronica Coffey, Marina Coffey, and Julian Coffey. Several nieces and nephews, including Shirley Luke, Sandra Yearwood, Josian Vigilant, Mariette, Julius, and Yannick Canoville, George Dura, G, and Alec Vigilant, Teresa Dura, Patsy Shillingford, and other names too numerous to mention. Special mention, David Carlisle, Thomas Allen, Shalyn Joseph, Sandra, Kendra Leons, Martha Coffey, and Maria Alfred. Caregivers, Idonia Prescott, Angie Valman, and June Blah. Several close relatives and friends, including Heather, Liz, Davis, Kimani, and Brad Cuffey, Cyrilia Toussaint, Mano, Jean, Bert Prince, Ernie Cadet, Josephine Matthew, Ursula Felix, Mary Francis, Vivian Dura, Desmond Blanchard, Phyllis Cuffey, Tessa Cuffey, and Cheryl Maroli and their families, Jackson and Marilyn Pascal, and